How is he only a 90 overall? You have Richard Sherman, some old man who can't run for jack.
You need to put respect on Zach Ertz's name and a bunch of other tight ends that should be higher than Rob Gronkowski.
The man hasn't played since 2018. He's not going to be the NL MVP.
And then he goes onto an Instagram live where he seems to have been under the influence, smoking a cigar.
I don't think MVP is indicative of the best player in the league.
Welcome back to Coach Chat. We are here with episode number 28. As always, we appreciate all the support on episodes number 1 through 27. We're going to get right into it here. There's really no time to waste. It's the go to the number 28 now. Matt, I'm going to start with you first.
It's got to be Marshall Faulk. Obviously, if you guys don't know who that is, he was a great running back for the St. Louis/Los Angeles Rams, whatever they were at that time. Pretty sure St. Louis, but I think both. I think he played for – they were St. Louis. But anyways, he's a Hall of Famer, 7-time Pro Bowl, Super Bowl champion, and also he's won an MVP at the running back position. We've talked about that with Barry Sanders and whoever else we talked about that with. And, he's also won a lot of Offensive Player of the Years, 4-time of that, and he's a Hall of Famer. So it's got to be him. He was a great part of the Rams running backs that you think of when you think of their history.
Now, Tommy, I've been trying to rack my brain around who would be number 28 for baseball because we know you don't shy away from baseball. So let's just hear it. Who's 28?
Yeah, it's going to be Burt Blyleven from the Minnesota Twins. He had a great career. What are you looking at?
Who?
Burt Blyleven. He's a Hall of Famer for the Twins. He played for 5 teams in his career, had 3,700 strikeouts, and he had a 94.5 career WAR. Incredible pitcher. He had a great career, and I don't know. I mean, it's Burt Blyleven for me. I don't know. He's a Hall of Famer, Matt Cain.
Listen, buddy, you're going to have to spell that out for me. How do you spell his last name?
Oh, it's Blyleven.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the man.
You say that about every single person that we don't know on the show.
Stan the Man musical.
Okay, but okay, we definitely should have known Stan the Man.
Stan's an icon. So
Stan is an icon. I have to agree.
All right. Well, Mike, who's your
goat? Tommy, I don't know what's wrong with you, but it's definitely Marshall Faulk. You're just way off the boat with this one. Listen, Marshall Faulk, one of the most dominating running backs of all time. He had 4 straight seasons of 2,000-plus scrimmage yards, and one of the only running backs that won an MVP. Like Matt said, 3 Offensive Players of the Years. He was also a part of one of the best offenses of all time in The Greatest Show on Turf. So there's only one answer and one answer only to the question of who the GOAT of the number 28 is, and it is Marshall Faulk. Connor.
Well, I'm also going to go with a running back. I'm not going to go Marshall Faulk here, however.
He's going to go AP.
I'm also not going to go Adrian Peterson. I'm going to go with my favorite Jet of all time. I'm going to go Curtis Martin. Now, his numbers are not comparable to Marshall Faulk by any means. But Curtis Martin he was one of my favorite players to watch when I was a young Jets fan. When he was a 5-time Pro Bowler, he's in the Hall of Fame. He won the Rookie of the Year in 1995. He had his numbers retired by both the Jets and the Patriots. And to have your number retired by the Patriots when he was only there for 3 seasons, he was the leading rusher all 3 seasons he was there with New England. So that's impressive for your first 3 seasons in the NFL. He has 14,000 career yards, 90 touchdowns. He averaged 4 yards a carry. He only had 1 season under 1,000 yards in his entire career. And the Jets have now named their MVP award the Curtis Martin Award because of how effective and how influential he was on the Jets team. So no, his numbers are not up there with Marshall Faulk or even Adrian Peterson, but he was my favorite Jet of all time, so I'm going to have to go with Curtis Martin here.
Was he retired for the Patriots?
Huh?
Was his number actually retired for the Patriots?
Yes.
You sure?
I'm positive.
I just searched it up and I can't find it. You could go ahead and search it if you want to.
No, yeah. I was searching it up right before we came live, and both the number 28 is retired for the Patriots as well as the Jets.
But isn't James White 28? He is.
He is 28.
Uh-oh. Connor's been bamboozled.
Maybe
Tommy-
Pro Football Reference was wrong there.
Tommy, what were you gonna say?
No. If his number is there, that doesn't mean that the
Yeah,
numbers
that's just,
retired for Pro Football Reference. That just means he
that's
wore it
just
for
all
the
the teams he
Patriots.
played for.
All I was gonna say was I was curious. You said that he didn't compare to Marshall Falk. Who does he? How is he compared to Burt Blyleven? What would you say about that?
He's better.
He's better.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know about that. He won 2 World Series, Burt Blyleven.
But I mean, as a pitcher, what significance is that? How many times did he pitch in the World Series? Once?
No, he's a Hall of Famer.
So is Curtis Martin.
I know, but Burt Blyleven. Oh my goodness.
okay. I think we can agree that both of you guys are wrong and that
Yeah.
100% right. I mean, Connor, you know, I give you respect for picking one of your favorite players of all time, but even you admitted that he doesn't necessarily compare it to Marshall Falk.
I
And
mean,
Burt Blyleven,
if we're talking about picking our favorite players all the time, Tommy picked Jorge Posada for number 20, and Matt, you can't go an episode, or Mike, you can't go an episode without saying Dak Prescott.
I haven't said Dak Prescott for like the last 10 episodes. It's you guys who are bringing it up to me. It's you guys who are okay. The only other time I brought up Dak Prescott is when I picked him for my go of the week. Any other time I haven't. Okay, I didn't pick him for go to number 4.
Well, if you did, you would have got pummeled if you did.
Well, I'm not an idiot. Why would I?
I mean, Curtis Martin is all of Famer. Dak Prescott's played like 4. I don't even know why we're doing this, but
I said I gave you respect, Connor. I don't know what you want from me, but you did. You literally admitted his numbers do not compare to Marshall Falk. That's you conceding the argument right there.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
So what is this argument we're having right now? Why'd you bring it up? You're just trying to piss me off. That's it. Anyways,
Fun.
does anyone have any more comments until we move into the next segment?
Well, we briefly mentioned Adrian Peterson, and I feel like he should be talked about more extensively. I mean, 2,096 rushing yards as in a season. I mean, his numbers with Minnesota were just amazing. And I mean, now he had a good season last year with Washington, so maybe we can see some more flashes of Adrian Peterson here towards the end of his career. But Adrian Peterson definitely rocked number 28.
I think he has been one of the most dominating rushers of all time, just because of how he carried the Vikings team, especially in that season where he almost rushed for nearly 3,000 yards. They went 10-6 with Christian Ponder. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, he took that team in his backpack and just carried them to the playoffs.
I can't stand Adrian Peterson. I don't like talking about him.
He's so good. He is so good. Even now, he's like what, like 34?
He's not that good now.
Yeah, but you don't see running backs even stick around. He's decent. You know, he's a platoon running back. It's better than what a lot of other people can say. He's at the end of his career. What else do you expect from him?
I don't know.
All right. Anyways, I think that kind of wraps it up. Let's move into our next segment right now. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Go Chat. The NBA playoffs is here. It started. We've gone through like the first. Every team has played game 1. We know the results for game 1. Some interesting results, some upsets actually. Both number 1 seeds lost their first game to the number 8 seeds. So the Lakers and the Bucks lost to the Blazers and the Magic. This is only the second time in NBA history that has happened. But coming out of these games, are any of these teams in trouble? Who's in more trouble, the Lakers or the Bucks? Matt, let us know.
Why do I have to go first? I think that I'm gonna put it right out there. Nobody's in trouble. I don't get why. I think that one lose the first game before in the 2003 playoffs. That was the number 1 seed was Detroit Pistons. They were playing the 8th seed Orlando, literally Orlando, and they ended up winning that. And then on the West, San Antonio played Phoenix. They dropped that 1 seed. San Antonio won it that year. Detroit ended up in the conference finals, losing to New Jersey. So, and we even saw the Magic last year beat the Raptors to the first game right away, come out with a blow, and then the Raptors win the conference, or Raptors win the whole thing. What am I talking about? But I wouldn't say anyone's in trouble. I think it's the first game. Everyone's getting back into it. They kind of getting back into it in the bubble. But what I think is the media is playing. The media is literally blowing this whole thing up. It doesn't need to be that blown up. Yes, I said the Bucks were going to sweep the Magic, but I wasn't right. The majority of the majority weren't right. But I think it's being blown up way too much. I think they drop one game. It's okay. You guys aren't in trouble. You have to at least win 4 games in the next 6. So I think it's being, or in the next whatever, 6. It's being blown up way too much. I wouldn't say anyone's in trouble. If you want me to give an answer, I would say probably the Lakers.
All right, Tommy, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I agree with Matt 100%. I don't think anybody's in trouble, but if I did have to pick one, it would be the Lakers, just because Portland, they played so well in the bubble so far. They've won 7 of their last 10, and they look good. I think they do have a chance to beat the Lakers. So it could happen, but I don't think that anybody is really in trouble here. I think at the end of this, you're going to see the Lakers and the Bucks moving on. I think the Bucks will be fine. I wouldn't be surprised if they won the next 4 against Orlando. But, yeah, I think both teams are all right.
All right. Nice, Tommy. Connor, what you got?
I would almost say that the Lakers are in trouble. I don't know. I've followed the Lakers, and I have them winning in my bracket. But you watch Portland, and Portland has had to fight and claw for every single win that they've had in the bubble, and now they have momentum. They've won their last 4 or 5 straight games, and they've had to win every single one. And then they come into game 1 and beat the number 1 seed. What kind of momentum booster is that on top of the momentum they've already had? I don't know. I'm definitely still sold on the Lakers, and I think the Lakers can win it. But Portland has all the momentum in that series right now, even only after game 1. I think Portland has a chance. They have a legitimate chance.
Everyone has a chance.
Okay. Anyways, listen, I think both of these teams will move on. I did think Portland, is going to steal 2 games off the Lakers, so they have 1 more to go. But I am a little concerned about the Lakers, and here's why. Portland has the worst defense in the bubble. They're averaging 120 points against. Their opponents are scoring 120 points against them. The Lakers only scored, 93 that night? I mean, the Lakers shot so poorly. KCP scored 1 point that game, didn't make a field goal. Danny Green, I don't know what he was shooting at. He was like barely even hitting the rim. So do I think those players will have those type of games again? No. But it's kind of concerning because you also saw Anthony Davis disappear in the 4th quarter again. He was good through 3 quarters, but throughout the game, he continues to back up more and more to the 3-point line. And he's got to get his behind in the paint. That's where he dominates. Yes, he's good on the outside. Don't get me wrong. But he's not an elite player like he is in the post. He can work that post like no other person in the league. The only person comparable I could see right now is Joel Embiid. And that's where Anthony Davis needs to be. He needs to be in the paint. And anyways, I haven't seen LeBron come out and dominate in the bubble yet. I know it's LeBron. You know what I mean? I understand it's LeBron. But I want to see him come out and absolutely dominate against the Trailblazers. They have no defense to stop him. It's great that he had 20 points, 15 and 15 the other night. But it's a little bit concerning. I'm still going with the Lakers, but it's a little bit concerning for future rounds. I still think they're winning the first round.
I would just say, I'm looking at the stats right now on my phone, and the Lakers were 5 for 32 from the 3-point line. And I mean, 3-pointers now are a huge part in the game. And if you're only scoring 15 points from behind that line, that's concerning. That's concerning when you have legitimate shooters on your team.
The problem with the Lakers right now, they have no one to score outside of LeBron and Anthony Davis. Maybe throw Kyle Kuzma in there, but they have no other reliable options. So the defenses are just allowed to focus on their 2 superstars.
It's a wake-up call for the Lakers. They have to go into game 2. LeBron has to start being a leader and tell the guys, hey, yes, he's a leader, but he needs to step up a little more and tell the guys, hey, I can't do this myself. Me and Anthony Davis, we obviously can't do it ourselves because we literally tried to last game. Kuzma or KCP or Deion Waiters, I don't care who he picks. I don't care who he says. You guys need to step up. You guys need to start being role players with us. Because if you're not there, we're not going to win.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to go further than the Clippers. Even maybe we'll shy away a win against the Blazers and then move on. And whoever they play next, maybe they'll steal that win. But when you're getting to the Clippers, you're not going to win in that game.
I think what LeBron needs to do next game, it's great. I feel like last game he tried to move the ball a little too much. He had 15 plus assists. I feel like he could have had almost 20 if the Lakers were knocking down any sort of a three-pointer, but they weren't. I think LeBron needs to come out next game. He needs to activate that 2018 LeBron mode where he just bullied through the Eastern Conference playoffs. He just completely carried that Cavs team. But I don't know if he still has that anymore. This is why I think Kawhi is better than LeBron. I don't know if LeBron can go into that third gear and go drop 40 and 10 rebounds on the Blazers. I don't know if he can do that. He hasn't done that in the bubble yet. I think he still can, but I'm not sure. He hasn't been dominant at all, and he can make all the excuses he wants about playing the bubble. Oh, it's different. Everyone else is playing in the bubble, LeBron. Get your head in the game.
Let's just kind of sway away from the Lakers now because I feel like we've said a lot of stuff. And let's give the Magic some credit. I mean, they went in a game when no one thought they had a chance. I mean, everyone was counting on a sweep there from Milwaukee. And Orlando lit it up. I mean, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had 6 scorers over 10 points. That's how you win a basketball game, is when you're spreading the ball around like that. Nikola Vucevic had 35 points. That's something we haven't seen from Vucevic in a long time. So I mean, these are great numbers. I don't see it happening again. I don't see them. They may scratch across another win, but I mean, the Bucks are. I still have the Bucks easily winning this series, but Orlando definitely came out, and I think they definitely gave the wake up call to Milwaukee more than the Blazers did to the Lakers.
Well, I think with the Magic, they're not going to go down without fighting. And I think it kind of goes to show how, underrated Vucevic is. Even you said he hasn't done that in a while. I feel like he's been, a really, really good, consistent player for the Magic over the past couple of years. And he's gone unnoticed because the Magic haven't been good. And, no one really pays attention to the Magic. They're kind of mediocre. But I feel like what this game told us is that the Bucks kind of get in trouble when they fall behind. Because Giannis is not a good shooter. He can't knock down those 3-pointers to get him back in the game. Yeah, he could go get 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 for them. Layup, dunk, whatever, right? But the Magic are going to come back with 3 3-pointers, and the game's still even. So it kind of showed what Giannis's flaws was, which is why I cut him in that start bench cut segment. So for the Bucks, their formula to succeed is jump out to lead early so Giannis can stick to his strengths and just shy away from the 3-point line because his strength is within 10 feet.
I think what this shows is that the East is up for grabs. I think that we've been, well, not just us, but everyone have been solely looking at the Bucks winning the East. They haven't even thought about the Raptors, the Celtics, even the Heat. I'll give the Heat credit where it's due. I think that the East is going to be up for grabs. I mean, right now, as we're talking, the Nets are beating the Raptors, not only 3, but they've been leading the whole game. So we don't really know who's going to win the East. Yes, the Bucks are by far the favorite, especially in the Vegas odds. But I think watching that game and seeing how the playoffs have been playing, I mean, the Celtics-Sixers game was even close. Like, they were going back and forth. The Heat-Pacers, the Heat kind of won that game. The Heat had the lead most of that game, but still, we're gonna have really close series in the East, and I would not be surprised if the Heat even sneak into the East at this point.
Give the Heat some credit, man. They looked really good. That first game that they played against the Pacers the other day, I mean, it was really a back and forth first quarter. The Pacers went on a little bit of a run there to start the second quarter, and then the Heat adjusted to that. And then they came out the second half and they really just took over. I mean, Jimmy Butler finished with 28 points. Dragic had 24. Gotta love Goran Dragic. Tyler Hero and his rookie playoff experience put up 14 points. Duncan Robinson really wasn't that effective yesterday or in the game the other day. But I mean, Bam Adebayo had a double-double. So I mean, they have these pieces. They are a good team. So I wouldn't be surprised they snuck into the East. I still have them losing to the Bucks there in the second round, but they could put up a fight. And if you get your three-pointers down with Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero and Kendrick Nunn shows up, who's still in the running technically for Rookie of the Year, they have a solid squad there. They have a young squad, but they're solid and they're talented and they work well together. I wouldn't be surprised. They could beat a lot of teams there in the East.
Tommy, you have not given us any thoughts yet. What are your thoughts on the East right now?
I think that the Bucks are going to win. That's who I had in my bracket. But no, I agree with what you guys are saying. I mean, I think that anybody could do it. I think the Raptors still have a really good team there. And, you know, obviously they lost Kawhi, but I think they're still really strong. And like you said, the Nets are beating them right now. I love that because that's my team, but I don't think this is their year. But no, I do agree with what you guys said. I just, you know, I have confidence in the Bucks. I think, you know, the game one loss was a fluke, and yeah, I think they're gonna come back fine. And yeah, I'm hoping to see them in the finals because that's why I win the whole thing. So
Let me jump back over to the West. One more quick second here. You guys gave me a lot of looks. When I said Houston would win in 5. Russell Westbrook isn't there. Yada, 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 yada. How about that game the other day?
I mean,
I know,
you
and I
did. Wait. Let's clear the air right here. Connor Wood went on air last episode, and he picked the OKC Thunder to win by a record margin.
I did not
What
say
happened?
no.
yes,
I said that
You said blowout.
yeah,
oh well, is it no record margin?
I
It could
cleared.
be.
Go back to last episode. I said, so Connor, you think the Thunder are going to come out, win by a record margin, and then the Rockets are going to go and win the next 4? You said yes.
yeah.
Those are the exact
I
words.
do remember that.
I do remember. I just listened to it yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, so I might have been wrong on my pick'em, but I have the Rockets in my bracket winning.
It's one game. All right, then based on your analogy right now, you're gonna say that the Magic are gonna win, the Blazers are gonna win.
That's
It's
not-
one. All right, your analogy is saying right now you brought this on air because you're trying to tell us that the Rockets are gonna win the series, and we're wrong for picking the Thunder, even though it was only one game.
You know who didn't pick the Thunder though? Hey, there we go.
Anyways, I do think the
Hang on, Mike. You're trying to compare the Rockets to the Orlando Magic winning.
All right, I'm just saying you brought it up for a reason, and that pure reason is that we picked the Thunder to
Right.
win our
I'm trying
series.
to say that
That's
Houston played a really good game yesterday, and just because they don't have Russell Westbrook doesn't mean that they're a bad team and they should be counted out.
I mean, we never counted them out. We just thought that the Thunder. Well, I mean, myself, I'm not gonna talk for Mike, but I just thought that the Thunder were gonna win the series. That's all I thought.
yeah, I mean, I still think Houston is going to win 3 games. I just have the Thunder in 7.
Yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Houston played a fantastic game yesterday, right? Harden had a great game. You know what I mean? But I still think the Thunder will prevail. I think they'll come back from this loss. They'll come back stronger. They're one of those resilient teams that, you know, play really together like a team. They don't really have that one superstar. They're like the Heat. They're like the Raptors. I think they'll come out next game, play a better team game, and I think they'll win.
We already saw Chris Paul getting aggravated. I mean, he was teed up there to end the first half because he's getting aggravated because he's trying to do too much out there and he's not having any success. He's looking for fouls and he's not getting. And then the refs aren't going to tolerate it. He's thrown way too many tantrums throughout his entire career, and the refs are done with it.
You know, I think the refs need to calm down. They got to stop taking over all these games. I think without all the crowd noise, it's easier for them to hear what all the players are saying. So you're seeing a lot more technicals right now, even with Kristaps the other night. That wasn't necessarily him talking up, but he should not have been thrown out of that game. I feel like if he stayed in the game, the Mavs would have won that game too. That's another upset we would be talking about if the Clippers are in trouble right now, but we're not. The Clippers did win that game, but yeah, I think the refs are, you know, going a little too much right now. But that was a good point about Chris Paul. I think he'll bounce back though.
Well,
mean-
I think we've kind of touched on
Luka
everything.
Doncic. All I have to say is Luka Doncic, man. What a great game by Luka.
All right, so I think we've touched on all things basketball. We're going to be back with another interesting MLB segment that happened just a couple nights ago. Tommy's going to bring us right back into that right near next.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Goat Chat. So the other night, you may have seen it. Fernando Tatis Jr., one of the game's brightest stars, hit a grand slam late in the game on a 3-0 count. And the Padres were winning. They were up by 7 runs. And it's an unwritten rule that you shouldn't swing at a 3-0 pitch because it's kind of similar to in football and basketball, running up the score. And he kind of did that, put him way ahead by 11 runs. And the Rangers manager, Chris Woodward, wasn't happy about it. He made that pretty clear. You could see that from the dugout. And he said after the game as well. And right after that, the Rangers pitcher threw at a Padres batter. I'm not exactly sure who it was, but they threw at him. And, it was obviously in retaliation to the grand slam hit by Tatis. And there was a big reaction throughout the game. A lot of players, Trevor Bauer spoke out. I mean, almost everybody spoke out about it. You had Hall of Famers like Reggie Jackson, Johnny Bench, and they were all supporting Tatis. Tatis did apologize for it. He said he wasn't really aware of that rule. And, Aaron Boone, he said in his press conference yesterday, he was asked about it, and he said that he thought the rule was silly. What do you guys think? Connor, I'll swing it to you first.
Well, first, the Padres player that they pitched out was Manny Machado. There was a video that you saw, of looking into the Padres dugout when Tatis swung and he hit the ball. You could see Machado just he put his head down knowing that Tatis messed up and knowing that he was going to get thrown at. But supposedly that Tatis was given a take sign, but you also watching the videos that Tatis did not look down to third. So I'm going to side with Tatis here again. I mean, he's the brightest star. Why stop when you're hot? Why not? I mean, you're up 7, but let's not forget how many games have been blown. Let's ask the San Francisco Giants. And let's also not forget just 2007, the Rangers beat the Orioles 30-3. I mean, we're going to talk about running up the score. The Padres won by 11, and the Rangers won by 27. I mean, no, Woodward wasn't the manager at that time, but it's the same team. And Woodward was a third base coach for the Dodgers just a couple years ago when they were running up the score. So honestly, to hell with unwritten rules. If you're one of the top stars in the game and you're having a great month, a great first month of your season, swing on 3-0. Swing on 0-0. Swing on 0-1. Swing the bat whenever you want and hit the ball as far as you can.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, throw a better pitch 3-0 if you don't want to give up a grand slam. I mean, I think it's ridiculous. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah. I understand, the unwritten rule, the respect between teams during the game. But if you're throwing a ball like that to Fernando Tatis, what do you expect to happen? What other result did you expect except for the ball to be over your fence? It's absolutely ludicrous. Not only that the Rangers manager came out and spoke out at the press conference. The Rangers pitcher threw at Manny Machado, the next batter. But the thing that ticks me off the most, the Padres manager goes in the press conference, goes against Tatis saying, yeah, he should not have swung 3-0. It's an unwritten rule. How do you go out against your team's best player? You want that player to be on your team for the next 15 years. You go out and you speak out against him. What are you doing? You have to side with your players. You can't go against them. If you want to go out and you don't like that, you don't like him swinging 3-0, fine. Do it in private. But when you come out and you speak out against your own player, your best player on your team, what are you doing? It's absolutely ludicrous. The Padres manager should have supported him, and I have no problem with Tatis swinging at 3-0. If you don't want to give up a grand slam, then throw a ball on his own. I would have rather walked Tatis with how hot he's been. So there's nothing wrong with Tatis swinging 3-0. His manager needs to be in support. just play baseball better if you don't want him swinging 3-0 and hitting a grand slam. Not his problem. He's playing to win.
I agree, Mike. And one thing that I'm not sure if I said was that that the pitcher that threw at Manny Machado and manager Chris Woodward were suspended 1 game for their actions in that. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. But, Matt, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I mean, if you don't want him to hit a grand slam, you should have just intentionally walked him or threw it way out of the zone. I mean, what do you expect him to do? Just let it go and just strike out or something? Like, come on. It's just, the Rangers manager, these guys, they need to just grow up a little, to be honest. It's not that. I get that it's like, this unwritten rule that I've never heard about actually until today. But, yeah, it's so different with other sports. I mean, like, when you think about with football, the quarterback, he has the ball and he can kneel it himself. But, yeah, it's kind of crazy that people are getting mad at this kid.
Well, and especially now that we don't have fans in the stands. I mean, these people are athletes and they're out there to win. But in the same sense, they're also entertainers. I mean, people are spending money to go and watch these players. And now when no one's at the stadium and everyone's watching from home, these players, especially these younger players who are hot as ever, want to go out and play well so that they can still put on a good show for those fans at home. And hitting grand slams and swinging the bat and hitting the ball as far as you can when you're Fernando Tatis having arguably one of the best months in baseball, how can anyone be upset with that? I can guarantee you there is no baseball fan except for maybe Rangers fans who are upset with what happened the other night.
Or if you're playing on fantasy.
Or if it was on the opposing fantasy team.
Yeah, but you guys make great points. I agree. And it makes the game more exciting, like you said, Connor. I mean, baseball needs things like that. They need players that, what did Bryce Harper say? Let the kids play. And I mean, that's been the whole thing. You're not letting them do that if you're saying stuff like this. You got to let them go out. And like you said, Tatis, he's been on fire. What's he supposed to do? Like give away an at-bat? He's not going to do that. You want your players to play as well as they possibly can. And, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me why they're making such a big deal about it. But
well, and also let's not forget Tuesday night when the Padres were up early 6-0. He stole third base and Todd Frazier missed the tag and everyone was up in arms about that again. I mean, this kid's 21 years old and he's just having fun playing some baseball and he's playing well. Let's let the kids play. Let's let them have some fun.
that's right.
Of course, I'm not surprised Tommy somehow tied the Yankees manager into this somehow. Somehow the Yankees were tied into this.
Well, I was reading an article about the whole situation, and they brought him up in there.
Yeah,
about
that's totally fine. I'm just messing with you.
No, I know. I always got tied back to the Yankees. You're right.
Yeah, but anyone else have anything to say? I think this is a great time to move into our pick'em. We had a pretty big picks last episode, so we'll review those and then pick our new ones next. Welcome back to Goat Chat. We are back with the pick'em segment, Goat Picks. Last pick, the last 3 games that we had were the Rockets Thunder, the Stars Flames, and the Orioles Blue Jays series. Tommy won all 3 of those. So
Yes,
the leaderboard is up now. Tommy's finally climbed up to 7 wins. Is that what I told you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
7 wins.
7.
Mike's got 8 wins and I have 6, I'm pretty sure.
Top at 10.
Yeah, but it's a very tight race. Mike just can't shy away from the goose egg. I mean, we talk about 2 go of the weeks with 0. And then he gets goat picks with 0. I mean, he was 0 for 3.
Let's see this week who wins Go of the Week. Let's see.
All right, we're just gonna have to see that. Obviously, the poll has been posted. If you guys could still get it, I don't know. It depends when you're watching this. Head over to our Instagram quickly, but to vote on that if you haven't. But we're gonna go right into this. Tommy, I'm gonna let you talk about our baseball series.
Yeah, so this weekend we have a great one. We have the Yankees and the Mets, the Subway Series. It's going to be a great series. The Yankees have Jay Happ, Jordan Montgomery, and Masahiro Tanaka pitching this weekend. So, obviously not Garrett Cole, not their ace, but still some strong pitchers. And I know that Rick Porcello is going for the Mets in the first game. And I'm not so sure about the second and third. I'm not sure they've made those decisions yet.
Gazelle
But
the second game, and it's undecided for the third game.
okay. Yeah, it'll be a good series. I'm looking forward to it. Guys, what do you think? Who do you have, Connor?
This is a tough one. Hap and Tanaka didn't pitch too good the other night. This is tough. I don't have a lot of faith in the Mets. The Mets are going to take one. The Mets are going to take a game, but the Yankees are going to win the series.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be the Yankees for sure. I mean, it might be 2 out of 3, but what do you think, Mike?
I want to pick the Mets so bad. I want to pick them so bad. They're starting to heat up against the Marlins, but I think the Marlins are going back to doing Marlins things, aka stinking. I don't know. I mean, you're right. Jay Happ stinks. Tanaka didn't have a good outing last time. I want to pick them so bad. I don't know.
Picking.
I don't know.
He's
All
picking
right,
the Yankees because
I'm
he
picking
wants
the
to win.
Yankees.
Yeah, you go first. I need to think.
I'm picking the Yankees. I'll talk a little more so Mike could think, Maraschino Cherry Tanaka. I'm hoping for a big outing for him. Montgomery's pitching, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
I gave him to you on fantasy, so I'm not hoping he has a good outing. So that's an L right there when he plays, whenever that game is. So I got the Mets winning that one. And then, Hap, hope for the best. He's been, but I'll let Mike go ahead now.
Okay. I got my answer. It's going to be the Mets.
Oh, no.
I'm
Why?
going off the board here. Listen, do I think they're going to win? Maybe. I do think they have a chance. I'm banking on the Yankees' injuries to catch up to them. I know Clint Frazier is playing great right now, right? But they still have Stan and Judge out, two of their two best players on their team outside of Garrett Cole, right?
And DJ LeMahieu's out, too.
Yeah, DJ LeMahieu's out too. The Mets really don't have any injuries in their lineup. Obviously, they have injuries to the pitching rotation, which is why Gazelman is in it, and which is why, the third starter is undecided. But I'm rolling with the Mets. I'm going to be rooting for them hard. I would love nothing more this weekend except for the Mets to sweep the Yankees. It's not going to happen. Maybe 2-1. We'll see. I'm just throwing it out there. Why not? Let's go Mets, baby. LFGM.
Pretty bold mood. Pretty bold move. Sorry, not a mood.
Listen, if I win, I get a game ahead, and I actually do think the Mets have a chance of winning because the bats are heating up.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a great outing by my guy Dominic Smith on my fantasy team. Great pickup.
Same with Cano, baby.
But we're gonna move into our next pick'em game. We got Game 5 of the Islanders Capitals series. Islanders are leading 3-1. Kind of an upset there. Islanders took the first 3 games. Capitals come back. They came back 2 nights ago with a win. So Game 5, Connor, who do you got?
Islanders are going to close the series out here in Game 5. I think the Islanders are definitely going to beat the Caps here. They're going to move on to the second round.
Tommy?
This is tough. I'm going to go with the Caps here, I think. I don't know why, but I like going against the grain. It moves me up in the standings. So
You took a lot against the grain last week. Paid off for you. Mike, who are you going with?
I'm going with the Caps too. I think they'll win at least one more game. Hopefully, they'll make it to 7 games. I did pick the Caps to win this series in 7. I thought it was going to be hard fought. I did not think the Islanders were going to come back and blow them out the first 3 games. But I think the Caps are starting to get it together now. I think Ovi is going to come out, score some insane goals like usual. And I think they'll take this game.
Ooh, who am I going to roll with now? Oh, man. Who hasn't gone? Am I the only one left? Crap. I'm gonna roll with the Islanders. They took a 2-0 lead early last game. I think that they're gonna have to take a pretty early lead. They're gonna have to keep it actually though. But do I want to go with Caps? Oh man, You know, I'm gonna go with the Capitals here. No,
Really?
I'm going with the Islanders. Going with the Islanders. Gotta go with the Islanders. And Anders Lee he's gonna shine. Yeah, I gotta go with the Islanders. That's it. Someone take it away. I can't.
Not going to give Matt a chance to change his mind again. I'm going to go into our third pick'em game. It's two teams that we've talked about in our earlier segment. It's going to be the Lakers Blazers. It's the primetime game on Friday night. Game 2, Lakers are down 1-0. Mike, who are you going with?
I think I'm going to have to go with the Lakers. I have a weird feeling LeBron is just going to come out and he's going to do something special. After lost in the 2018 playoffs, he averaged 39 points a game, 9.9 assists, 9.7 rebounds, 5-3 record. I think he's just going to come out. He's going to bully the Blazers, which is what he should have done in the first game. I just have that weird feeling that LeBron's going to come out and do king-type things.
Tommy, what's your pick here?
I agree 100% with Mike. I think it's going to be the Lakers easily. I think it's not even going to be close because they lost in game 1. I think they're going to come out ready to go. And I think you might be right, Mike. I think that LeBron could come out, have a really big game. And, you know, they have such a deep team. They have a lot of good players on that team, Anthony Davis, and there's many others. So I think it's going to be the Lakers easily on Friday.
Matt?
The Capitals. Do I want to go with the Capitals? No,
No.
I'm going with my gut, the Islanders. But for this game, I'm gonna go with the Lakers. I think. Sorry, I'm just really laggy. I just caught up to you guys. I gotta go with the Lakers. King James has been awoken. I think he's gonna come out and have a pretty good game.
Yeah, that's going to be a unanimous decision here. I'm also going to go with the Lakers. I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. The Blazers, I say the Blazers go into the fourth quarter with the lead, and that's when LeBron takes over and brings the Lakers to the win, and then sets them up for a series tie going into game 3, but it's going to be the Lakers.
Of course, Connor has to go with LeBron, you know. He's all about LeBron.
All about LeBron.
I think that wraps up another great episode.
Absolutely.
Just waiting if anyone had any banter to throw at anyone, but, you know, we usually do, but.
Cowboys suck.
Oh, man.
You know what? It kind of sucks now that 8-8 in the pick'ems, you know, unfortunately. I mean, honestly, it's honestly the story of my life. My birthday is August 8th, 8-8. So I feel like, you know, I've just been destined for this road of mediocrity. But whatever, the Cowboys are going to come out there. Alden Smith is going to break the sack record. Dak Prescott's throwing for 6,000 yards, 50-plus touchdowns. No big deal. MVP.
So you were born on Patrick Kane Day.
Yeah, it's not Patrick Kane Day, but.
Yeah, 88. That's cool. You got to be a Blackhawks fan now.
No.
I think you have to, even though
I
just
should become a tennis player. Roger
The
Federer.
Yankees bounce back tonight.
That's right. They definitely will tonight. You have Garrett Cole on the mound, not even a question. He's going.
Okay, so they're going to bounce back tonight. Then they're going to get swept by the Mets, right? Porcello's going to come out, pitch an 8-inning shutout. Diaz is going to come in, blow the game, and then they'll lose game 1. But don't worry, the Mets will win games 2 and 3.
Wait.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to disagree there, but
I changed my mind. I don't know. The Mets are going to win.
Wait, is Cole pitching tonight?
he is, yeah. So,
Oh, I got to hope for a bad game then because I'm playing you.
he's gonna throw a no-hitter tonight, Matt. It's not even a question.
Maeda almost threw a no-hitter, but somehow the Brewers come back in that game.
I know the
You guys
Twins.
see that?
lost,
That's kind of crazy.
I was watching ESPN while I was watching Sports Center when he was entering the 9th inning, and they had sirens and stuff, no hitter watch. It was crazy. And then 2 pitches after that, he gave up the base hit. But
The base hit wasn't it was not a hard hit ball off the end of the bat. Maeda pitched an incredibly great game. For him to get a no decision there sucks.
Yeah, you're right. He didn't hit it very hard. So he had a great game, and at least the Twins got the win, though. That would have been a shame if he pitched that great game and they lost. But
Well, I think that's all the banter and kind of talk that we're going to talk about. As always, a great episode here from Go Chat, episode number 28. Smash that likes button, smash that subscribe button, turn that bell red. We'll be back with episode number 29 again on Monday. new coach of the week. Maybe Mike can actually get a win this week. He has Dame Dollar. So
Logo Lillard.
we'll be back on Monday.